activity is called Don't Diss It. So let me show you how it works. Let's get started. So what you will be doing in this activity is that you will be a critique, okay? What is a critique? A critique is someone who offers critique, offers an opinion, a detailed opinion about a film, a book, a piece of art. It's a form of a review. You guys have probably read reviews on restaurants, on movies, okay? So now it's your turn to do that. And you will be sharing this with the other members. So I'm gonna do one as an example so you can see how it works, okay? Okay, so the host of the activity will put up a picture of either a piece of art, a book, a movie, a restaurant, a musical artist. In this case, I'm putting up a piece of artwork by the artist Salvador Dali. Now, you're gonna give the members a few minutes, maybe one or two, to look at the painting and then to write down their critique. Now, it is important that their critique is detailed. So for example, if they just say, I don't like it, that's not a critique. Or on the opposite side, oh, that's a great painting. That's not really a critique either. You have to give details into why, okay? So let me give you an example of a critique for this painting of Salvador Dali, okay? So from what it seems to me, it is a very abstract painting. I can't really tell what's going on, but what I do like are the clocks, the melted clocks. It reminds me about how time could be subjective and maybe something that's human created, because it's just melting away. Or it could mean that, you know, take advantage of your opportunities because time is just melting away. I really like the tree on the left. It reminds me of a tree that I grew up next to at my house. We had a tree like that. But I do wish that in this painting they added more of a background. It looks more just like white and blank in the back. I think that maybe should put some like nature or some clouds or something like that. Now on the figure on the bottom right, I can't tell if it's like a blanket or somebody that's sleeping, but I really like it. It just kind of reminds me of like the ocean of a wave. It looks like it's just waving. So that's my critique of this painting. Alright, so let's do one more. I put up a picture of Marvel's Avengers. This is the cover of the movie Infinity Wars. So you give the members a couple minutes to write down on their note card a couple keywords or something that sticks out to them. Now I'm putting up this picture not in this sense, not necessarily to critique this artwork, okay, of the cover, but the actual movie. But this is just, I'm putting it up so they can know what we're critiquing, okay? Although they could have critiqued on the art itself too, okay? So let's get started. So I thought this was a really great movie. What I liked about it was that all the characters in the movie, they all made an appearance, okay, at one point or another, and I really loved seeing that because I got to see all their superpowers being come to play in the movie. I also really liked the villain. He, you know, it's not really like a typical villain from other movies. It is he's more humanized, right, with emotion, with a conscience, right, or conscience. I really like that too. What I didn't like was that the movie was pretty long. I felt that some scenes were maybe not important enough to stay in the movie, that they could have cut out. But I do like their intention though, in being very descriptive and very detailed throughout the movie. Now another thing that I liked was just the visuals were amazing. Okay, the way this movie was made and edited, the visuals are so amazing. You get to see so many cool shots throughout the whole movie. Okay, and I really like the acting too. There is comedic scenes where there's funny. There's also sad scenes. There's action. This movie just really provides every type of emotion. So that's my critique of the Avengers: Infinity Wars. So that is this activity called Don't Diss It. It's going to show members how to have constructive criticism, okay, if it's good or bad. But one thing to just to mention is that when it is of the negative side of criticism, you're not going to give it to that artist unless that artist requests it, okay? Because a negative comment, even though it may be constructive, people are not necessarily asking for it. If it is the artist. Now for this activity, you're not gonna have the artist here, right? I mean, unless you guys do an activity like that where you have a guest artist. But so in this case, you could do negative and positive comments, of course, detailed for your opinions, for them to be valid, and also expressing that too, that it is an opinion, right? It's not a matter of fact, because we all have our opinions and we all have our own perspective, okay? So saying, in my opinion, this, and this, okay? It teaches members to value each other's opinions, although they may be different or they may be similar, and to validate all of our opinions. We all have an opinion, okay? So I hope you enjoy this activity. Stay safe, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.